Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something that's incredibly important for men's health, but, well, let's be honest, it's rarely discussed out in the open. We're talking about how to approach self-pleasure safely and, just as importantly, respectfully after the age of 60. Now, this isn't about shame and it's definitely not about performance. It's about understanding your body as it is today, protecting your health, and really supporting your overall well-being. So, here's our plan for this explainer. First, we're going to establish why this is a completely normal and healthy practice. Then, we'll dive into 3 of the most common mistakes men often make: rushing, using way too much pressure, and ignoring the emotional side of things. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a practical, healthy routine that you can actually use. Let's just start with a question that gets right to the heart of it all. Have you ever had that thought? Maybe you've wondered if what used to work well just doesn't anymore, and if the way you're approaching this is really what your body needs now. If you've ever felt that uncertainty, I want you to know you are absolutely not alone. It's a really common concern, and finding the right answers is a huge part of aging with confidence. Okay, so first things first, let's get one thing crystal clear. Self-pleasure isn't just a normal part of life, it can actually be incredibly beneficial for your health, especially as you get older. A lot of men carry around feelings of guilt or confusion about this, but the science and the biology, they tell a very different and very positive story. And just look at how these benefits all tie together. Gentle stimulation is one of the best, most natural ways to maintain healthy blood flow down there, which is absolutely vital for function. It also supports your prostate, it helps bring down those stress hormones like cortisol, and by calming your whole nervous system, it can make a real difference in how well you sleep. It's truly a holistic practice for your health. Now, here's the crucial thing to understand. Your body's biology changes, and that is perfectly normal. Think back to when you were 25, nerve responses were lightning fast and your body was just more resilient. Well, after 60, things are different. Nerves might respond a little slower, blood vessels are more sensitive, your skin is thinner. This isn't a problem to be fixed, it's just a new reality, and it means your approach needs to change too. From a focus on intensity to a focus on presence and just being aware. And that leads us right into the first common mistake, which is rushing. For a lot of men, this private time becomes a habit of just getting it over with quickly. But rushing actually works against your body's natural pleasure response, especially now. This quote from Dr. Emma Blake really hits the nail on the head. When you rush, you're keeping your body in a state of high alert. Your blood vessels actually constrict, you might be holding your breath without even realizing it, and your mind is anywhere but the present moment. So instead of being a relaxing experience, it becomes much more like a stressful event for your body. You can really see the difference side by side here. On the left, you have rushing, which leads to tension and honestly less satisfaction. But look at the right. When you slow down, you're sending a signal to your body that it's safe. Your blood vessels can open up, the nerves have time to wake up, and your brain starts to rewire the experience from one of stress to one of genuine pleasure. The solution is simple, really. Just give yourself a few extra minutes. Okay, on to mistake number 2. This one often happens when men notice a decrease in sensation. The natural impulse is to compensate by using a harder grip, more force, more pressure. But over time, this can actually do more harm than good. This can lead to a condition that's sometimes called death grip syndrome. And what that means is you're essentially training your body to only respond to that one specific forceful kind of touch. This not only makes things more difficult when you're with a partner, but it also puts a lot of stress on very delicate tissues, which can lead to soreness, irritation, and even a long-term loss of sensitivity. So the key here is to completely shift your mindset. Instead of a forceful grip that's all about the outcome, think of it more like a therapeutic touch that's focused on the sensation itself. Using a good lubricant and a much gentler approach is like a massage for your circulatory system. It protects the skin, and with a bit of patience, it allows your nerves to recalibrate, which can lead to so much more ease and pleasure in the long run. Alright, let's talk about our third mistake. And honestly, this is the one that most men completely overlook. This has less to do with the physical side of things and everything to do with what's going on in your head and in your heart. This quote explains it perfectly. Any unresolved feelings, shame, guilt, maybe frustration that your body is changing, those feelings don't just disappear. They create real physical tension in your body, in your muscles, your nervous system, and that tension acts like a brick wall against arousal and pleasure. So what's the solution? It's self-compassion. It's about shifting from that feeling of shame to one of acceptance, which allows your body to finally relax. It's about acknowledging that you're in a new phase of life, one that requires more care and kindness, instead of feeling like you're somehow broken or past your prime. And remember, you don't have to figure all this out by yourself. Okay, so we've covered the common mistakes and, more importantly, the solutions. Now, let's pull it all together into a simple, healthy, and really practical routine that you can start using right away. These 4 steps are your foundation. First, basic hygiene is non-negotiable. It's simple, but it's important. Second, find a private space where your mind and body can genuinely, truly relax without any fear of interruption. Third, always use a gentle, fragrance-free lubricant. This is about protecting your skin and enhancing sensation. And finally, the most important step of all, listen to your body. It will always tell you what it needs. And this is a point I really can't stress enough. If you experience any kind of persistent pain or swelling or tightness or irritation, please do not ignore it. These could be signs of inflammation or other underlying issues that really need medical attention. Your health is always the #1 priority, so please talk to a doctor if something just doesn't feel right. I want to leave you with this final thought because I think it perfectly sums up everything we've talked about today. Rediscovering your body in your 60s, your 70s, and beyond. It's not about going backwards, it's not regression. It's an evolution. You are learning to connect with the body you have today, and that is a powerful, dignified, and wonderful thing. If you found this explainer helpful, if it answered some questions for you, please consider subscribing for more real conversations about health. And be sure to check out our other videos. We always approach these topics with respect and without shame,